Welcome everyone for this very special episode of our Dragon Age campaign. This is very exciting. You see that we have two new guests with us this evening. To start you off, I am your storyteller, Sage.
That would make me a player. My name is Bianca Zelda, and I am playing Saharr, the Kunari mage.
I'm Casey, and I'm going to be playing Bahan, who is the Kunari rogue.
Hello, I'm Morgan, and I'm playing Emmylou. I missed you.
And with us today is our very own Katie. Katie, tell us about you and what you do in this wonderful role-playing world.
Hi, I am Katie, and I'm on the Venture Maidens every Wednesday playing the Descent into Avernus and the main campaign. You can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaiden, where you can just probably look at pictures of my dog, and there's a link to my Etsy store if you like pins and soap. So there you go.
Some good pins.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least, we have the wonderful Eugenio.
Hello, I'm Eugenio, sometimes, but not today, known as your friendly neighborhood dungeon master, DM Jazzy Hands. Super excited to be here. I've been given explicit instructions not to tell you who I'm playing, but you can find me every week on Wednesday on the Last Refuge D&D podcast, and on various streams, including here every other Tuesday with Sage and assorted others doing a Call of Cthulhu campaign. That's we're one episode in, and it was super fun.
Oh man, stuff got so real.
Stuff got so real. We were like cruising along. It was chill, and then shit got real. In like the last 6.5 minutes, it was very.
Oh
exciting.
my god! Oh, like every good drama, just.
It's right.
But yes, today we will be leaving the world of Dungeons and Dragons and tentacle monsters of Cthulhu, of Cthulhu-ness.
You're right.
And we are in our dark fantasy realm of Dragon Age, where you all had a week ago successfully captured and recovered the legendary magical staff of Tiered Up Right Axe, and a famed Avar warrior. You all made your way safely back down to the mountain, back to Haven, and now you have all had the wonderful rare boon of a week off. What would you all have been doing with your time?
Well, is Creme still in Haven?
Oh yes.
Okay, so Emmylou was like really excited to come back and like tell Creme all about our little puzzles and everything else. And just casually, spending time and knitting. I think I'm knitting. I got a project for gloves.
Nice.
So I'm gonna continue knitting my gloves.
Yes, that's right.
I'm knitting
Gloves
them
for everyone.
I think I'm knitting them particularly for Saharr, but I'm not entirely sure. It's been a little bit of time. Glove mittens, new knitting project I've got in my notes underneath tell my party things. And that's it. But I think they're for Saharr, but I'm going to continue knitting them. That's what I'm doing.
What's Bahan been up to?
Mostly spending time with their wife, I think. Probably a lot of wife time. And
Yeah, every morning
stealing random shit.
Every morning Rivka is so happy that she gets to have all this time with you. So every morning is like pancake breakfast in bed.
She's the cutest. I love my wife.
Oh.
And Saharr, you had a harrowing mental journey. How have you been decompressing and handling this?
Lots of herbs, steam. I popped into the herbalist's shop, and we tried a concoction of some stuff that's been ground up and just put it on various parts of my body to see what would happen. So far I'm feeling better. I think it's really just the sleep and water though.
Yeah, Avery has definitely made a special blend of her chamomile tea that she has given you. It's like, I hope this soothes your nerves. It does mine. Get it? Because she's tranquil.
Oh no.
Yikes.
Thank you. I'll take the cup. I really do think it's the other stuff I've ingested, but you're great.
Oh, hi. Sorry, are you done, Saharr?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Just wanted to know, because I just remembered that stuff I put in my pocket the last time I was here. Is it lyrium and do I have cancer?
Jesus.
What a surprise.
I just remembered it. Like, I want to bring it back to the mages at Haven
Yeah.
and be like, hey, I picked up this glowing crystal stuff with
Mhm.
my bare hands. Am I going to die?
Yeah, so you can definitely consult some of the other mages that are of Liliana's agents, and one of them will tell Amy will tell you that this is lyrium.
Oh, no.
I'm not sure what cancer is.
Oh, no.
But she says, I don't think you'll get sick. You'd have to like really, really, really be exposed to a lot of it for a long time, like live as a dwarf
Oh,
for a few years before you start to feel some things.
that's really, really refreshing to hear. And now you got some raw lyrium for the cause.
She's like, thanks. Yeah, I guess we'll figure out something to do with it.
Cool, thanks.
Reminds me, I have a present for Saharr
Oh.
because Emmylou and I picked up a bunch of like flowers.
We
Remember?
did.
We
And put some lyrium in a jar.
Yeah, we put the lyrium in a jar. And let me go back to my notes. I don't know if I wrote it down, but yeah, put some flowers, add some flowers in the lyrium sack. That's written under Athen is a dick because he says that Dalish stuff is real.
That's right.
Okay.
Athen was racist.
Oh, yeah. So we were in this. So we'll tell you about this later when you were like catching you up on the stuff that you were unconscious for. We were in that temple with all of the Avar like god stuff. And we were like, this is really cool, but like maybe we shouldn't steal stuff because it's like religious to the Avar. And Athen was like, yeah, but it's not real, so who cares? And we were like,
no.
whoa, a lot of
No.
people tell you that Dalish stuff isn't real. And he was like, but it is, so they can basically stuff off. So that's why I wrote in my notes he's a bit of a dick about that.
Context.
It
Yeah.
was,
Yeah.
in fact, a
Yeah.
dick.
But we got you flowers because we missed you.
They're lovely.
Yes.
I'm gonna put them in my hair.
Hey.
Right next to my new feather.
Oh, what does your feather look like?
Is it cool if I decide that right on the spot?
Oh yeah, of course, of course.
It's a peacock feather.
Oh,
It's really colorful. Nice green and blue, a little bit of yellow.
nice.
Attached to a golden bead.
Oh.
Oh.
Saharr has a feather.
Definitely noteworthy.
My notes are so much stuff goes in here.
God bless your notes though, because I completely forgot that Athen was a dick.
Where would we be without that information?
Really think Rihanna would prefer us to forget about that, but it's in there forever.
It will live on.
Rihanna's like gonna watch this later and be like, God damn it.
Oh, it's the best.
All right, you all have had a relaxing week off and feeling slightly more recuperated, feeling fresh, ready to go, kind of maybe itching to get back out on the road again.
Feeling prettier with my new
Definitely.
flowers.
Definitely up in the game. And so one of the newest recruits, Heath, he comes running up to Emmylou and is like, Lady Nightingale would like an audience with you and all the rooks as soon as possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's
You
okay.
should-
All right.
Okay.
I'll go now.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should. She's stressed out.
Oh no. That's bad if you could tell. Oh no. Okay, so I'm gonna knowing that things are catastrophic, I'm gonna go and round up the rest of the rooks. And
Oh, and you should meet in the war room. I'm sorry, I forgot to tell you.
Oh Oh,
He
okay,
runs back
thanks.
over.
I appreciate the extra little knowledge. I would have been wandering around like crazy. Thanks, kid. Okay, so I'm gonna go and find Bahan and Saharr and rally them. And I'm assuming that Ethan's like on a daddy trip.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's made a trip out for supplies
Okay.
and stuff.
Okay. So I will round up my Canary friends and hustle over to the war room.
Excellent. And as you give a polite knock before being let in, you see again before you is this massive wooden table with this gigantic map set on top of it with all these little different markers signifying troop movements and all that. And you see sitting is the Herald Elendar. And Eugenio, what does your character look like? Who are you?
You see a relatively tall, dark, mustachioed gentleman, perfectly coiffed hair, fantastic robes, and a large staff at his side. And as you all come in, he just sort of nods to you each, raises an eyebrow, and looks back to the herald and says, "Them."
Oh, yes. They don't look like much, but I've grown rather fond of them.
Thank
He
you so
smiles.
much.
Don't look like much.
And in the room as well, of course, is Leliana, Cassandra, and Colin, as they seem to be in the middle of an argument over battle plans.
Okay.
And Leliana is, okay, yes, all of you, please fall in. Cassandra, would you like to explain the situation? And you see this, kind of rather tall woman with short black hair with a braid that wraps around her head in full plate armor and a big ass fucking sword on her hip and a shield on her back. And she says, "Well, yes, we have you and your comrades have learned information that the Venatori have rather sinister plans for the rebel mages. Dorian, since you are in the situation, perhaps you could explain more."
Oh, Cassandra, my dear, as entertaining as your speeches always are, I do think it rather proper that we introduce one another first, don't you think?
Yes,
So
I suppose.
good.
Right, well, and sort of looks around. I suppose I'll go first, shall I? Dorian of House Parvus, at all of your service.
Hello, I'm Emmylou.
I'm Saharr. I'm just kind of twirling a flower around my hair.
It's a lovely flower you've got there, Saharr.
Would you like one? I have at least 10 in here.
It would. He sort of look down, check the color combinations, and say, "Yes, in fact, I think that would be perfect."
Excellent.
Sort of. And you?
Bahan.
One for the words, I see. That's all right. That's all right. When we get down to business, it shan't be about the words, shall it? All right. Well, Cassandra, don't let me Oh, you wanted me to speak, didn't you?
Yes, if you would.
Of course, of course. It seems that we have information about a certain troublesome mage. Not sure whether or not you're familiar with Alexius, whose last name and house I've currently forgotten. Oh, but if it doesn't matter, then it doesn't matter. So anyway, moving on with this story.
Alexius. Okay.
Yes, Alexius. Troublesome individual, rather skilled in all types of different magic that we rather look down upon. Has been fiddling with attempts at time magic, a rather skilled maleficarum at times, with the blood magic. Really a troublesome sort. I know him rather better than I care to admit. At any rate, we have secured an invitation, if I'm not mistaken, from Alexius for a parley of sorts between our dear Herald here and himself at Redcliffe Castle.
Please.
Please.
And Elena will speak a little bit. Yes, I will be going with Cassandra to, under the guise of negotiations, while you all get the fun job.
I certainly hope you won't refer to it as the guise of negotiations while you're there, my dear. At any rate, yes, we shall have the rather more fun job of infiltrating the castle, disabling some of its wards, and allowing a strike team in to, let's just say, take care of Alexius.
Okay.
You see Leliana sitting there with steepled fingers. She says, yes, Dorian here will be taking care of the wards inside of the house, while you will, of course, need protection from at least one of you, while the rest of you are going to
Oh, it's really the anticipation. Oh, is this Leliana? Leliana, you were such one for the drama.
I would love to know what we're doing, though.
Yes, all right. Go on with it, Leliana. Start again.
Yes, one of you will be tasked with protecting Dorian, as these wards will take some time, as I understand, to take down. But the rest of you will go in through the family entrance, and it is your job to dispatch as many Venatori mages and cultists as possible. These people
Okay.
are blood mages. They are working for some sick Tevinter Magister, looking to take control of rebel mages, and I don't want to find out what happens if he succeeds. And while you're there,
Do I?
you should collect as much information as you can.
Okay.
Won't be a pretty job, but it's a job worth doing.
Dearest, it's always a pretty job when we're on it.
And Elender kind of like bumps your hip with his hip a little bit.
Here and now?
Whoa.
Okay.
Just staring in disbelief.
Yeah, so for
Okay.
Eugenio, Elendar is this Dalish elf with dark skin, and his Valislin is this pure white tattoo of a tree whose branches stretch over his brow, and the root crawls over his nose, and then the roots go over his underneath his nose and chin. And he's got shaved sides, and then the other side is like these perfectly tossed braids.
Can I ask, every time anybody brings up blood magic being really bad and worthy of killing someone about, I really want to watch the Herald's face, knowing what I know about him.
So
Mhm.
studying his expressions, he seems to have a little bit of a cringe.
Okay.
Uh
Cringe.
and like a feeling of like just a hint of kind of sorrow also.
Aye. Now, remind me, DM. We told Leliana about all this, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, all of you are aware.
Can I get the sense that she's kind of emphasizing that for a point?
Absolutely.
Okay. I'm picking up what she's putting down. Okay.
And then she continues speaking, and yes, the Herald will be holding negotiations with Alexius up on the third floor in a study. You will have to come up through the basement and dungeons up through the floors.
Okay.
So I suggest that you move as quickly as possible to meet with the Herald in order to ensure that he is taken care of.
Okay. Also, I just looked it up, and Alexius is his last name.
Oh,
Whoops.
well.
Yeah.
Alexius of House Dick.
Sounds more villain. Like it's
There we go.
perfect.
Okay. So we're going to go up through the basement. Okay. Cool. Super happy that when I just leveled up, I got really excited about perception checks and not stealth.
Oh.
Okay. All right. So, trying to think. We don't need anything special for this, right? Like I don't need to go to like a requisition or anything.
My dear Emmylou, you need me.
Yeah, probably would be helpful. Okay. Ready when you are, boss.
All right, we will be setting off in an hour. Be ready.
Okay.
All right, so you all have an hour to pull yourselves together and get ready for this mission.
I stuff my pockets with basil. Currently, it's what I think is gonna fend off blood mages. I think it'll just it's kind of like fending off bad spirits, but
For sure.
it'll help.
Or mosquitoes, also not a fan of basil.
Yeah, that's where I got the theory from.
Blood
Gotcha.
magic, yeah, seems like a seems like a corollary.
Perfect, logical.
Mosquitoes.
A-T. Mosquitoes were the original blood mages.
Yeah.
True.
I'm gonna go say goodbye to my wife.
She's like,
She-
oh, it's always too soon.
I'm gonna go down. Do I know what, like, if as I go down from the chantry,
Mm-hmm.
is like Varric getting ready, or is it, do I know
Mhm.
who's okay? So Varric's getting ready to go.
Yeah, Varric, Cassandra, as well as oh my god, as well as Vivian.
Oh, okay. So I'm gonna go oh hi, and then I'm gonna keep going down to say goodbye to Creme and just like pop my head in and be like, okay, see you later.
And
Bye.
He'll say, "Be safe out there."
Yeah, you too. I don't know actually if you're going anywhere, just thinking in general. Okay, bye.
He blows you a kiss. All right, so we all get ready and set out. You all set out on horseback, but as soon as you come within a mile of within like a couple miles of Redcliffe Castle, you hide off the horses and carts and everything at a nearby house where this elderly lady, she some kind of sheltering point where she's like, "Oh yes, don't worry, all of your stuff will be safe here. I'll keep a good look at it, and I'll give them Templars what for." And so you all can continue on foot. And
What are we paying
so-
her for this? What
Leave
what
it.
goods do we
you-
have? This is very important. We must ensure that she is properly compensated.
I've got an extra set of knitting needles.
Leliana has packed an extra bundle of a care package specifically for her,
Nice.
Perfect.
full
Okay.
of healing herbs and cured meats and foods and stuff.
Okay.
As well as
Thank
like
you.
raw fabrics. Yeah, she's happy to take them. And so it is time for you all to split off. The Herald gathers up with Cassandra and Vivian and Varric. And now you all must decide who is going to travel with Dorian.
I volunteer.
Dude,
Bye,
Alright.
Bahan.
Oh, there we go.
I feel like Emmylou's probably going to be the best to gather information. Like,
I think another rogue should go with Dorian. Because that's for, the lock picking kind of dexterous stuff. And I'm fairly decent at talking and getting information. So I'm okay.
I can either heal really well or I can kill really well.
Good skills, both. of
Two
them.
admirable skills, Saharr.
mhm.
Thank you.
So who's coming with me then?
I think it was Bahan.
Fantastic. Welcome aboard, Bahan.
I'm
For
very good at
Eugenio's
sleight of
sake,
hand.
what do all of you look like?
Hmm.
What is this party that we're gazing upon?
Oh,
I don't
that
even.
I'll go first to give people thing to remember. So Emmylou is like a really tall, like strappingly looking like corn-fed blonde girl. She's got kind of a lovely, like ruddy red, like blush to her cheeks always. She's got freckles, a little bit of sun damage, but like big long streaks of blonde and like platinum in her hair that she like bundles up into a bun. Big wide smile. She's got a little gap in her teeth and generally just looks like your picture perfect Australian girl next door.
And Bahan, what do you look like?
Bahan is a pretty tall kunari. They have a white mohawk and like short-ish ram horns. They generally like look kind of, I wouldn't say like unhappy, but like bored with everything.
Okay.
And they have oh my gosh, they're like kind of like a slim fit, like think like a runner or a swimmer body.
Oh.
Yellow eyes and a slight scar running from into their upper lip from the left side. Got very high cheekbones too.
And Saharr.
That leaves Saharr. They are significantly shorter than Bahan. However, they have like these really super beautiful, almost oversized bullhorns that help make up for some of the height. Over like lots and lots of ropes, many layers. It's easier to stay cool and keep warm that way when you can just remove layers. They have a really long scar down the side of their face, as if it almost looks like they might have been attempted scalping. And they have these really bright golden eyes, and just like if Bahan looks unimpressed, Saharr just kind of looks a bit like a space cadet.
Oh, very sweet. So, Bahan travels with you, Dorian, as you know that you are to meet with your rendezvous with your let in at the back of the house. And Emmylou and Saharr, you have to tromp your way to the back of the castle through a nasty sewer pipe where you will all be led into up through the sewer system.
Okay.
All right.
So glad I'm missing that.
Yeah. Hi, Saharr.
Mm-hmm.
Do you mind if I use a little bit of your basil?
Oh yeah, it's really good for your pockets.
Yeah, I was actually going to just stuff a bit up my nose, but pockets and noses are a little similar.
Mm-hmm. They're both places for basil.
Yeah, exactly. I'm glad we're on the same page about this.
I always call them the pockets of the face myself.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
So I really appreciate that. So I'm going to take a little bit of basil. Just
Fantastic. It smells a little bit better.
yeah.
All right. And so starting with Saharr and Emmylou, you lead up this kind of tunnel that descends down into the earth, but then after a good while starts to climb back up and ascend again. And all the while it's slippery. There's like some raw sewage. The
Oh.
basil is barely doing enough to block the smell, and there are human remains and discarded wine bottles, and there's like graffiti on the inside of the tunnel.
Anything growing?
There are mushrooms and moss that have taken home in this decaying stuff.
Can I bottle some of each, please?
Oh, absolutely.
In the graffiti, is there anything interesting or salacious?
There are some things that they're like, you see like, fuck the Templars, and then immediately next to it, right underneath it, you're like, fuck the mages, and like, apostate for life. Like,
Is it
Okay.
like the number 4?
Yeah.
LYFE.
But
Yep.
it's not like this Duchess likes
No.
weird stuff. Okay, cool.
No, it's all like snarl at the Arl.
That was good.
I love it. Okay.
Yeah, definitely not planted rumors
Okay.
of note.
Who knows? Sometimes the youths are in the know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one never knows. And then finally you come to a wall where from this side you can see is clearly a secret door that you can push, and it leads to a passageway that goes off to the left and to the right. And now for Dorian and Bahan, you all approach the very back of the house, which is like behind the kitchens, where there is a servant entrance. And so you all can, to give the signaling knock to signal that you're there, Dorian. And opening it is, you see this kind of short woman who she has this like cropped red hair. She's like, "Oh, Dorian, good, it's you. Okay, quick, inside." And she throws servant's clothes at you. Put these
Well,
on.
this wasn't part of the plan that we discussed.
And you're Conroy. That's gonna be harder to disguise. Well, I guess take a set anyway, and she'll shove a set into your hands, Bahan.
I'm going to assume they're probably too small for me.
Oh yeah, they're human size.
I'm just holding them up, looking at them like, what am I supposed to do with this?
And
I'm
Katie. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, are they like, what kind of like garment are they? Like, just is it like a dress or like a shirt and pants or like what is?
It's like a long tunic and a pair of trousers and a smock, a red smock, and a belt to tie over it.
I'm gonna rip it so that it's a shirt and just without sleeves and just put it on over what I'm wearing.
I'm definitely transferring Sahar's flower to the new outfit. Stealth be damned.
You gotta have your piece of flair. And Katie, what is your character doing? What does your character look like? What is this situation?
Yeah, so she's a human mage. She's wearing like very worn out old circle robes and everything. She has very like pale skin, like she doesn't go out a lot. Average build, and she's got like Shirley Temple poofy mousy brown hair. And in front of her face, she just wears these like fucked up DIY glasses that are like a finger thick, and they just magnify underneath, which could possibly be the most radiantly beautiful, shocking blue eyes, but they just look like behind her glasses.
Yes.
Look.
Yeah, she works it or thinks she does. And so she's just been kind of just like standing to the side because she doesn't, it hasn't been great to look like you're, not focusing on your duties here since Alexius came. But she's been looking out for Dorian in a time where he doesn't seem like as, noticed, which is hard for him because he's so sparkly. But she's like been sitting there with a book just like waiting because she wants to talk to a Devinter who doesn't seem stark raving mad about subjects of magic that shouldn't always be explored according to some people. But yeah, so is she in the room with the servant or just standing outside?
What do you think? Do you think she would be like sitting around the corner? Is she sitting in the kitchen like?
Yeah, I think she like saw them like pass her by, but she's not very like noticeable a lot of the time. And she like, as they walked by, like kind of sneaky, she's like, and they go through the door, and she's like stands there for a second waiting for them to leave, and then she's like, I'll just knock. I'll just knock. And so she kind of takes her book and she like hesitates for a second and like turns back around towards the bench. She's like, no, Crystal, you can do this. It's fine. And she like 2 firm knocks on the door. Hello. Is this a bad time? I'll just leave. I'm coming in. And she enters the room.
So Bahan and Dorian, you see this mousy girl just like enter into the room as you're tearing your sleeves off your shirt and trying to fit it on and everything.
This girl that I do not know comes into the room that I've not been introduced to, and I'm supposed to be protecting Dorian, so I'm immediately pulling out one of my daggers.
No, and she like holds up her book and she's like, maybe I can come back. I came here. Hi, Dorian. My name's Crystal. How are you? And she sticks out her hand very aggressively.
I'm for sure like half into this horrible servant's outfit, and like my arm is through the head hole, and I'm
it smells like old cheese and BO.
God, I hate everything. Where's that basil?
She kind of like reaches up to where your hand is and like wiggles your fingers. She's like, a pleasure. And she looks back over at the dagger. She's keeping like her book between the dagger and herself. And she's like, I'm
moving closer, by the way.
I'm not stopping you either. This is very strange.
No, don't worry. I just, okay. What are you guys doing? This looks strange. She starts like kind of like taking in that they're changing the servant's uniform.
Go
ahead, please.
And you recognize the woman who let them in. You know her name is Esther. She is one of the fellow mages in your class. So she would have been one of you in your cohort. And so she's like, Crystal, what are you doing here?
I mean, what are you doing here? I just came to talk to Dorian. You're a hard guy to talk to, but you look like you're in the middle of something.
At this point, I must have gotten my clothes on. Truly, I'm really quite pleasant to talk to most of the time. Your timing, however, I can't imagine worse timing. If I'm honest with you, who exactly are you, and why are you here?
Oh, I'm Crystal Grace Farrowsworth. Crystal Grace was a name given to me by my parents, and no, I'm not a lady of the night. It's just a components. But I came to talk to you about more magic because to enter. But if you're busy, maybe I could just like trail behind you. Kind of like wait till you're done.
Esther's her name, the mage that let us in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She seems to recognize Crystal Grace.
Yes. Yeah.
So I just sort of look to Esther and I'm like, she.
And she just shrugs and is just like, I mean, she's kind of a dork, but I think she's cool.
That was all really relevant information right now, Esther. But this look was more, can she be trusted and will she be useful?
Oh, yeah, she's fine. She can do stuff.
Cool. I'm cool.
Right.
I can hang.
I look around. We're in the servants' quarters. We're in the kitchens. Where are we?
So right now you are in, there's a door that leads into a pantry, which leads into a bigger kitchen area and another storage area.
Great. So yeah, I'll just shrug and say, really, I don't like leaving things undone, and you all know the Herald is waiting, so fine, you can tag along, Crystal Grace, try not to die.
No, that would be, wait, what are you doing? Why would we die?
Come along then.
Okay.
If at any point I spot a bottle of wine in any of the rooms that we're walking through, I am taking it
Oh, absolutely. Yes, definitely, because you're in the food reserves and pantries that's right next to the kitchen. So you can definitely find some, bottles of sherry and white wine, that you would use normally for cooking, but it'll do in a pinch.
It'll do. Take a swig. Can't offer it to Bahan.
I'm gonna just pocket it.
Pockets of your clothes, hopefully not the pocket of your face.
I'm not putting it in my face pocket.
Woo!
Callbacks. We got one more pocket of the face joke before we're done tonight. Comedy in threes, kids. Great. So yes, without answering any of Crystal Grace's questions quite yet, because I want to see if she'll keep her nerve, we will begin.
Dorian. Oh, hold on, that's not my word. Dorian. Are you sure that you want?
Absolutely not, but I imagine she'll figure it out quickly enough and leave us behind.
You don't want?
Oh. Hold on to it close. I imagine we won't need it, but you never know. Just sort of give a side eye to Crystal Grace. Come along.
And so Esther said, she's like, all right, I'm going to do my best to try and keep the other servants busy, to try and clear the way for you all. Just try and find me if shit goes horribly, horribly wrong, but I'll take no news as good news. And she immediately kind of scurries off.
Is Crystal Grace really obviously not in, like, is she going to stick out as we wander through this palace?
You know that the rebel mages have been like living in Redcliffe Castle as they've been sheltered, and so not particularly. She she doesn't stick out more than she normally does.
Well, sure.
What do you
Fair
mean?
point. Fair point. All right, cool.
And so you know that during the source of the wards that you have to go to break them down is there is one in a game room towards the northern part of the house, and then more towards the middle of the house in a courtyard is where the source of the other one is. They're both secretly hidden within objects.
Which one of the two is relatively closer to the throne room or wherever Alexius and the Herald are set to be meeting?
So from sitting where you are in the kitchen, there's a set of servant stairs that immediately go to the upper level so that servants can bring breakfasts and trays and stuff. So if you go off to your left, you'll cross the big kind of grand staircase that company is uses to ascend floors. But so the courtyard would be closer to that staircase. It's like immediately next to it. And then way towards the back of the house is where the other one.
So I think I would like to head towards the one in the back of the house first.
For sure. And so yeah, stepping through here, you're in this, you step into this magnificent marble room with these huge just marble columns that reach to the third floor and these big, beautiful, pristine stairs, just all very opulent in this display of magnificence. And you cross under them through a doorway, which leads into, that there is a small bathroom, which is next to a study, full of, leather chairs and books and shelves, which has a doorway that leads into the game room, which has a dartboard, a billiard table, a card table, and then in the middle of the room is this globe, which shows all of the continents of the world. And that if you tap it in just the right way, it'll reveal a secret.
Oh. Do I know the right way?
Yes.
Just checking.
You have seen Alexius.
But right. Of course I do.
You have seen Alexius do this many times to either change or maintain the words, and so you can do just so, and it reveals on the inside this bright, glowing orb of pure magic. And you know that you will have to cast. You have a special dispel spell that it's going to take a bit of time. This magic is very intricate, but using your entropic magic, you're able to tear apart the wards and things. And so I will need you to make a spell power entropy roll.
All right.
This is going to be a sustained roll. So every time that you get a success, your target number is 12.
Okay.
You will add your dragon die to a running pool, and once your pool totals gets to also to 12, you will have successfully dispelled this.
Delightful. So you said magic entropy, right?
Yes.
Okay, and I don't have the entropy focus. I'm just doing a 3d6 plus magic.
You do have the entropy focus. Sorry, I forgot to write it on your sheet.
That's okay. Oh, you did. It's down in talents. I see it.
Guys.
Oh, go me.
Great, you did. I was looking next to where the arcane lance is. I see it.
I gotta say, I love the system. Character sheets could use more work.
They could use some work.
Oh,
Great system though. So as I open it up and the orb reveals itself, I want to turn to Crystal Grace and say, Crystal Grace, my dear, could you? I'm sorry, I dropped a die. Could you tell me what this is?
Oh, yeah. It's
Make
certainly
a cunning arcane lore. See if you have any idea.
I don't know about this mage.
yeah, so I got I'm good at that one. Okay. So that's gonna be 11.
So this is basically more or less a run-of-the-mill kind of warding spell, but it's definitely been juiced up.
I mean, obviously it's a warding spell, but it's a biggie, I would say. Is that
Well
right?
done. When I'm done here, perhaps I can answer some of your questions.
That would be
Alright.
really great.
And now we'll cut to Emmylou and Saharr. So you have just emerged from this tunnel, and there is going off to the left and going off to the right. Which direction would you like to go first?
How do you come to these decisions?
So, to be perfectly honest, normally when I'm given a left or right decision, I go left because I'm a lefty. But I'm going to look around. Do I see any tracks or recent footprints or anything that could give me a sign that perhaps my intuition to go left is correct or wrong?
These are definitely smooth stone floors, and they
Oh,
both
shit.
look equally worn over time, as there have been a number of potentially thousands of people over the ages who have crawled and walked through these halls. So there are no recent footprints that you can discern.
Okay. Is there a helpful bit of graffiti that's like this way to the kitchens or something like that?
No, not that you can tell.
Oh shit. Okay. Do you want to rock, paper, scissors it?
Yes.
Okay. I'll be left and you'll be right.
Okay.
And then we'll rock, paper, scissors.
Yes.
You ready?
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Rock,
Paper.
paper,
Scissors.
rock.
Go.
Yeah.
Our pacing is a little off.
It's a little off. But I chose scissors. What did you choose?
Scissors.
Okay. Lesbians. Anyway.
Now what?
Okay. So rock, paper, scissors wasn't so good.
I mean, we can go left.
Okay, let's go left.
Yeah.
And
Right.
if I'm wrong, you were right.
That's good. Thank you. Okay.
You're welcome. But if I'm right as well, you can also be right. See how that works?
No, but okay.
Okay, so we're gonna go left.
And so as you go off to the left, you come to, there's a door off to your right, and you can see that this very, very long hallway suddenly makes a right turn at the end of it.
Okay.
Would you like to go in the door? Or would you like to continue?
Do I
Door. There's a door? Sorry?
Yes.
Oh, I'm opening the door.
So looking inside the door, you see that there are many large wine barrels and sort of like emergency food storages.
Oh, okay, cool. Good to know for the party after.
Mhm.
Is there anything else in there, or just wine and just booze and food?
Make a perception. Is it I want to say investigate, but that's not it. Search for stuff, Jack.
Search for stuff check. Okay.
My favorite one.
Okay, I got shit on my normal dice, but nice on my dragon. That's a 14 perception.
Nice. All right, so looking around, you find just amazing vintage wines that fetch a very pretty penny.
Okay. Vintage wines.
Looking around, you can definitely searching, that's what it is. You definitely get the sense that this is especially since you just came in through the tunnel where a family would sneak away, that this is probably their stash and grab, where they had to run out on a quick they would grab the supplies in this room before immediately running out. And so
Okay.
you can find lots of dried food, lots of wine. There is also some tack and barding for animals that's easily can easily pick up and grab as well.
Okay, good to know.
Very, very fine quality that is only befit the highest title in the land.
Okay.
You can also find 300 gold pieces.
Holy shit. Okay. 300 gold. Love that. Woo, we're rich. Okay, so I'm gonna turn to Saharr and be like, I gotta be honest.
How about, here's the thing. I go into my pockets, I pull out some basil. I rummage around, I pull out some moss, maybe like 2 mushrooms, and I put it in that same spot where the money came from.
Okay, I like that. Thank you. I'm
Mhm.
okay leaving the wine here. And like everything else, because I feel like it's going to be really clangy later, and I don't want it to like break, and then it's like, oh no, I'm bleeding, but I'm not. It's just like wine. Could be like awkward, and I don't want to like cause any problems. Or if it breaks and you step on it, and you're like, oh fuck, there's glass everywhere. So I'm like, I'm fine like leaving this. Besides the money, we're taking the money, but like,
Yes. I'm gonna reach over to a bottle of wine, uncork it, take a sip. I'll put
Oh,
it down somewhere else as we walk.
okay,
it's a very rich plum wine that has this
Ooh.
hint of oak to it. It's
Nice.
very it's not very sweet. It's very more of like a
Is it a dry
savory.
wine? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I'm into it.
okay, because that's what's going to make this adventure better.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Let's go.
Everyone's grabbing everyone's got their wine.
Everyone's boozy. The end confrontation is going to be like, no, listen, you're a dick, and this is why I think you're a dick.
Listen.
All right. So
Same.
leaving
Mhm.
so leaving this room, you can either continue left or go back right the way you came.
Let's keep going.
I'm happy with that.
Secret tunnel.
And as you continue
Secret
left,
tunnel.
you see that it takes a sharp right, and suddenly you see this kind of golden shimmering barrier blocking your path.
Oh.
You can see through it, but you see that there is clearly some kind of magical ward that is up.
Okay. So we got to wait for Dorian and crew to break these down, right?
Seems about right. Would
Okay.
you like some wine?
I think I'm okay. But and I like check my person, and I look around, and like got a bit of cards, or
Ooh.
I might have a bit of chalk, and we can do our own graffiti down here.
I would love that. I think I might have some herbs that would make it a little bit more permanent.
I am obsessed with that idea.
Yes.
Okay, so
Nice.
that's what I'd like to do. Is graffiti with Saharr while we're waiting.
Fantastic. All right, so Dorian, Crystal Grace, and Bahan. Dorian, I'd like for you to make your magic roll.
Oh boy. Okay.
You got this.
8, 12, 13, 14.
Nice. So, what is the total on your dragon die?
The dragon die was a 5.
Oh, nice. Good start.
Yeah. It's a good thing, too, because the other 2 were shit. A 1 and a 2 on my other dice.
What is it? So, what does it look like as Dorian is starting to, cast the spell?
So I sort of, after Crystal Grace has correctly answered my question, I walk over to the globe and open it up, and I just sort of give a little half smirk because this is very Alexius's style, this magical enhancement of this ward. And so I, in my left hand, I have my staff, which apparently I was carrying around as a servant. And in my right hand, I sort of hold it up next to the globe for a moment and close my eyes. And this light comes from the top of my staff, this bright red light, and sort of lances into the center, the palm of my hand, and collects as like an orb. And I slowly just sort of bring that orb of light down onto the ward crystal and begin to sort of move it about. And you can almost see the magic sort of siphoning up into this light in my hand. But super slowly and like in fits and starts as I move it around in a seemingly random pattern around the orb.
Grace and Bahan, what are you doing while Dorian's just casting?
Crystal's just going between like watching what he's doing, like with giant hard eyes, basically, just like wow. But then like every now and then she still like has her book kind of like this between her and Bahan, and she's just like
Yes.
Smart. I am actually what else is around this area? Like immediately near me? Is there anything I can just kind of snatch up?
That is every GM's nightmare question.
I mean, looking around,
They knew I was a kleptomaniac from the beginning, so if they weren't prepared for this, that's on them.
That's on me.
That's fair.
So looking around, this is, being in a castle, everything is of only the highest and finest degree. So on the card table next to you, instead of being poker chips, you see our collected copper, silvers, and gold pieces. So you can see that there is a total's worth of 100 gold each, broken down in a denomination of copper and silver and some gold. You also see there is in the study that was immediately adjacent to this room, there are many fine, rare tomes and first editions that would fetch a good price. There is also a silver letter opener with the Alistair insignia on the
That's what I'm
on
taking.
the back of it. Yeah.
That's it. I don't care about money. I just like shiny things and pointy things.
It's nice. It's like perfectly balanced.
I don't care about that. It's shiny and it's pointy.
Mm-hmm.
Like the weirdest raven.
no.
And suddenly coming in from another door that leads into this room is a couple of women. They look to be maids, and they step in and they go, oh my goodness, I'm so. And then the other one goes, wait a minute, aren't you? And she turns to the other maid. Isn't he that we should tell someone? And she's like,
not. I'm just gonna get right up in front, like intimidating as hell, and I'm just gonna say that he's not.
And they're both about 5 feet tall, and they're like, you don't look like someone who belongs here.
That's racist.
I was literally about to say that in character.
Sorry.
No, that's okay. I do anyway. I'm like, that's racist. And I can't be a rich, fancy mage because I'm a Kunari.
Then why are you wearing servant's clothes?
Nothing fits me
Oh.
because I'm tall.
They both nod in appreciation for a second, and then you see this moment of hey, and they start to run as if to look for an authority figure. Bahan, what would you like? We're gonna roll some initiative here between the three of you.
Bitches get stitches.
It's 3d6 still,
I'm
right?
not gonna
Yes.
feel bad at all for murdering these racist assholes.
It's 3d6 and then add your dexterity.
Doubles.
Oh yeah, me too. But I don't. Can we do stunts on initiative? I don't.
No, I just use it for a tiebreaker.
Oh, cool.
Got a 15.
Nicely done.
14.
Oh, well, how lovely. I have a 13.
All right. So, Bahan, what were your doubles?
6s.
Oh, damn, mine were also double sixes. All right. Well,
Oh.
we'll say you go first.
Oh no. Well, technically, Crystal, I think, goes first.
I mean, you'll go before that. You'll go before they do. Crystal, what would you like to do as you see this situation is starting to escalate?
She pulls up from what Dorian's doing and like looks at them and she's like, "Oh, Andraste's girdle," and she like goes and she's gonna
Wonderful.
Flat out.
Wonderful.
just she takes like a wand that she has because staffs are heavy, and she just whips out and you see like coming from her like hand there's like a little crackle and she like whacks it against her hand and then throws out bolts of electricity at these ladies, and she's gonna cast the shock spell on them.
Nice.
Nice.
So they have to make a stamina test.
That is an 8.
Okay, I win. And that is a 8 points of damage.
How many?
8.
Oh, see.
Oh no. Oh
like,
no.
Slap your wand and then like the static electricity shoots out and sends right out towards them. One of them was holding a silver serving tray and the other one was holding cleaning supplies, and you see they're just 100% electrocuted and fall to the floor in the sizzling pile.
Wow.
Milk and tea and cleaner is now all over this beautiful rug.
Oh. How much sustained concentration does this dispel require of me?
It only matters when you take damage. So
Okay.
as long as you're trying.
Impressive, Crystal. Remind me to teach you a daze spell later.
She's like, they're fun. I've never used that on a person before.
Begrudgingly impressed with you.
Oh no.
No one's ever been impressed with me before.
That's not what they're saying. That's just the facial expression they have.
When she sees this look and she's just like, and she like walks over and she like feels against their neck for a pulse.
Definitely dead.
It sticks.
Oh God.
Ugh.
She just like is frozen, like just you're looking at her back for a second and then she like slowly pulls her hand away and she's like, just sleeping. And she walks back.
Bahan, be a dear, bring them inside while I finish up here.
You got it. And I'm gonna go drag the corpses into where I was gonna go in to steal the letter opener anyway.
You could definitely
one stone.
There is definitely the desk that the letter opener was on was like this big like clawfoot desk that in the front of it is like this solid piece of metal or solid piece of wood, so you can definitely like hide them underneath and like tuck their legs in with the rolly chair.
How disgusting do I want to be right now?
Oh
So
no.
gross.
Oh God. I'm
10
so
out of
scared.
10.
Just, I'm a pretty strong person. I'm a pretty strong Canary. Crunch them in half. Pile them on top of each other. They're already dead. Who cares?
Whoa!
Just sleeping, not dead.
Not anymore.
Yeah, you from the other room you hear the sickening crunch
Oh,
and the thunk 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 as they're being shoved under something, presumably. Dorian, go ahead and make another.
Some poor maid's gonna find them and just drop dead on sight.
and then
Oh.
I'll crunch her. No, just kidding.
Oh god. It's just bodies all the way down. All
Nope.
right. That is, what is that? 6 plus 4 is 10 plus 4 is 14 plus another 2 is 16.
Ah, yes. That is higher than 12. What's your
It
dragon
is.
die?
It is a 4 this time.
All right. Not too much more to go. And then go ahead and make a third one.
All right. That was the same. But it was a 3 on the dragon die this time.
Perfect. And after the third round that you've spent casting, you just get that last thread of magic and it completely unweaves. And this crystal that was illuminated with magic now plunk clunks into the bottom of this globe.
Yes.
Saharr and Emmylou, while still sitting in front of this magical barrier, what kind of graffiti are you scrawling on these walls?
I forgot about that.
I took the liberty of doing some drawings.
Oh,
So,
beautiful. I can't
got-
wait.
Okay, so
Thank God.
I've got Rook's Rule, and I've got Caw Mother Cluckers, I think I put in there. And then I've got a little dick. And then I've got E and B were here. And then I got a flower and some hearts. And I tried to draw a raven,
Yeah.
but it ended up looking more like a seagull that I colored in black.
Well,
You know,
But-
For birds.
Yeah. But that's what Emmylou did.
Excellent.
Beautiful.
While you were doing that, I've got
Yeah!
backwards Mage's Rule, the little staff.
mhm.
Yeah.
I wish I could give you all inspiration.
Mages are
Than
cooler than
Templars.
Templars. Very important to really
oh
establish
my God, I
that.
love this so much.
Yep.
This one's a bit smaller, but Templars,
Templars like
they smell like butt. And a little butt.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I wish
Yes.
I just had pressed screen print during that because
Mm.
that's just
So good.
this is giving me life.
Truly.
That is a
Fantastic.
plump booty you drew there.
It sure was.
For
Yes.
that Templar.
That's a Brazilian butt right there.
Yeah.
Got
that
those squats
bee is
in.
real good at butt drawing.
Yes.
Talent I never knew I had.
Yeah.
But while you're sitting here drawing this graffiti, a minute, 2 minutes go by, 5 minutes go by, and this war doesn't seem to be flickering or wavering or seems to be exactly the same.
Yeah, crap.
Uh,
Hmm.
Not that I'm not having like a grand time right now, but maybe we should go in the other direction and see if maybe the war that they went to first was the one that they like this one might be the second one.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a short walk.
Yeah. I'm gonna put the last finishing touches on the dick that's shooting sparks out, and then I will
Beautiful.
I'll go.
Okay. I'll watch your artistic skill. It is really something.
You're really good too. You
Thank
did a
you.
really good job down here.
Oh yes.
Okay,
So you all can put the last finishing touches on your beautiful mural and head back towards the way you came, and instead taking the way to the right. As you begin down this hallway, there's immediately a little hallway a small hallway leading off to the left, or you can continue forward to a door.
Would you like to investigate this door as well?
yeah, let's take a look. So I will first off I'll check the door for traps.
Wow.
Sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, just in case. Yours ended up being really good, but like maybe that was like the trap in itself of like, oh, the booze door was unlocked. And then you get shocked to shit on the other one.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, make a searching check.
Searching.
Perception searching.
I don't know. Is searching part of perception?
Yes, it's like a little sub skill within your perception skill.
Right, but I don't have it as like a. I guess primary is a. I don't know. I'm just going to add the thing that I've got in there, and if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong.
Yeah, so you roll your 3d6 and then
yeah.
your perception skill, and then if you have a focus in searching, you get to add a +2. If not, you don't.
Okay, cool. Okay, so that's 7, 11. So that's a 15.
So going through in the general way that looking at the creases and everything, this seems to be just an ordinary wooden door.
Okay. So I'm gonna open it.
Very nice. It leads into a large room that is clearly barracks, and in it you hear the quiet snores of a few sleeping people.
Very quietly, I'm gonna turn around and do one of these numbers, and then I'm gonna close the door. And have I got anything sticky in my like pack or like something that I could put in the door jam and like maybe jam it a little bit? Can I make my own trap?
Sure.
Okay.
I dig it.
Cool.
Yeah, make a cunning check.
A cunning check. Okay. So oh shit. Okay. But I got okay stuff in cunning. 14.
Yeah, so they're if you were looking for something sticky, there are definitely jars of jams and preserves in the wine room that you can use. What kind of trap did you have in mind?
A door jam.
Ayo.
Ayo.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba.
Hey. Okay, so I using the preserves, I'm going to I guess I'm gonna kind of grease up the doorknob and then shove as much of like, in some preserves they've got like actual little fruit bits.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna shove all the little fruit bits in like the actual lock mechanism of it so that it's all stucky and gunky and such.
Yeah, you definitely you grabbed a of apricot preserves and you can shove all the little apricot bits in the keyhole.
Yeah, Yeah, and then just like enough that they're gonna touch it and they're gonna be like, "Oh no, what's that?" And like,
Yeah.
they have to take a second to wash the hands.
Cover the doorknob on the other side.
Yeah, your standard jokes. And then just so that they're like, "Oh no, I gotta wash my hands now," and because you can't handle your sword with a sticky hand, and that kind
True.
of stuff. All right.
Wow.
And then I guess we're gonna move quietly on.
So do you want to
Going our
go
way.
and check out the other little hallway that you all passed by?
Mm-hmm.
Leading in there, it's this very narrow hallway that leads into a room that is floor to ceiling filled with fine silver and china.
We should be really careful in this room because it create quite a racket.
Mm-hmm. I
Serving-
don't feel comfortable here.
Yeah, let's go very carefully but very quickly through this room of disaster.
Gonna keep my head very still. Don't lean forward.
Yeah, if you all would like to search, I would say make a dexterity stealth check.
Okay.
Ooh,
Oh, I got doubles.
same.
Ooh.
This is a
Okay.
good first roll. 18.
Oh, hell yeah.
I got a 15 and I got a 5 on my dragon die for a doubles.
You both got doubles?
I got doubles on my sixes.
I would say, since you both succeeded admirably, what is it that you are hoping to find in this room? What's something that, like, in a room entirely filled with fine silverware, these like floral patterns, serving trays, crystal goblets? What is the thing that catches your eye the most, that you're like, I gotta have it?
So, you know how like Victorians were really horny and they used to put like like porn stuff on like little china stuff. I just want to find the horniest bowl they have.
You find a set of bowls where it in the words of the birdcage, oh, it looks like little boys doing leapfrog.
Yes, that's what I want. I want those. Yes. That's what I want.
You can tell that these are from Tevinter. They are specially imported.
I'm really excited.
Saharr, what is it that you find that just your attention immediately gravitated towards?
I was looking for a really pretty brooch.
Ooh, yes. Definitely at the corner of the room, you saw in just one of the corner of the china cabinets, you see this brooch that is these beautiful gossamer crystal wings that is inlaid in this ruby set with these little sapphire eyes, and it's just like bing, and the way it just caught the light in this room.
Beautiful. I gently and very, very gingerly pick it up. I'm very nervous in this room.
You can tell, like, whenever there's like a slight amount of air, it flaps the wings ever so gently to make it almost look as if it's alive.
I love it.
So nice.
And Dorian and Bahan and Crystal Grace, you have successfully undone this trap. You have dispatched and disposed of 2 maids. You know that the other set of wards are in the courtyard.
Well, onwards, I think.
Yeah.
I pocketed the
God.
what's it called?
The letter opener.
Oh, the letter
Yes,
opener?
that
Yes,
one.
of course. Absolutely. So you can head out the way that the maids came, which leads through a very cozy and intimate smoking room, and then into another parlor, which leads down into a hallway where you see that which leads you into the grand staircase entry hall, and then you can see through these large stained glass French doors this beautiful, well-maintained courtyard. And inside the courtyard, you can see there are who Dorian would immediately recognize as 5 Venatori cultists.
Well, on the way, Crystal Grace and I were having the beginnings of a lovely conversation that was ended abruptly as I see the 5 of them.
I can
My
do
friends-
the shocky thing again.
It might be a bit more difficult to stop these 5 than those 2 completely defenseless maids.
She just like is like looking at the sky suddenly, like.
But unless someone has a better idea or could run interference or distract them for a while, do I know where the ward crystal is in the courtyard?
At the center of the courtyard, there is this fountain at the center of it is a statue of Andraste. And if you pull her hand, it activates a secret lever that opens up a little small window where it is hidden.
Oh, that's extra even for me.
Uh-huh.
Come on, Alexius. And I assume the cultists are rather near that fountain.
Yeah, they're all standing next to it, having like a smoke break and shooting the shit at the water.
Right. Well, I've got to get to that fountain. Thoughts?
I'm
One of you
really
guys
good
come
at
up to him and
running.
it's like, have you guys talked about listen, have you guys heard about the union? We're just
Oh, I hear that and I walk right over and I'm like, y'all, look, I know we've had our differences in the past, but vote for the union.
You gotta get the
Workers'
union.
rights.
Workers'
Just
right.
Unionize.
Yeah. Listen. Gotta get our
Anyway. Perfect. Right. So as much as I, hate to dismember a bunch of organized fledgling unionists in their prime, thoughts and feelings. I would love to, not spatter this delightful courtyard in blood, but we must do what we must, and the herald is waiting.
I'm really good at running. I could provide a distraction.
You better be really good. There's a good chance that they've got a bit of the old magic, and I tap my staff on the ground, and magic runs rather quickly. Not saying you can't do it, I'm just saying better be rather sure.
Mechanically, I have a skill in it.
Strange thing to say, Bahan, but all right.
I don't know. I never know how to naturally say things.
You can't.
I'm really
You can't,
good
and
at
I
that.
just love making it even harder.
I'm so
Weird
good
thing to
at
bring up in
running. You
conversation.
might say I'm a specialist in running.
There you go.
There we go. There we go. We got
Yeah,
there.
yeah.
And
We're going to take you out for a night out, maybe some drinks, have some fun when we're done. It seems you haven't specialized in running. All right.
maybe I could have them chase me, and Crystal could chase them quietly with her
I just-
magic.
With magic.
I just had an image of my cat when it gets spooked and it because we have hardwood floors and the little paws go.
Oh, no.
I guess, like that.
Like
except the
Scooby-Doo.
corner.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing like Benny Hill.
Yeah.
Yes.
Exactly.
Crystal, my dear, thoughts?
Yeah, so I gotta, be a little forthright with my skill set here. I don't specialize in running, so I don't know how far I could chase you guys. Also, I've only been actually doing real magic. Mostly it's been reading for a while, and the few things that I did practice were not subtle in the least, and apparently deadly, or lulls them right to sleep.
To be fair, I'm rather of the persuasion that magic is not meant to be subtle, but rather exciting. So I sympathize with you there, though I am still determined to teach you that daze spell when we're done here.
I would love that.
So would I, and so would those maids.
For a moment, she just her eyes go blank behind.
That image is just never going to leave her.
Gina, she had 2 kids and a wife. And
Oh no!
And Abigail takes care of her 7 brothers.
Not anymore. She don't.
You know those videos of the dog that's looking down, and every time they look at the dog, it's like.
Yep.
We are ghouls. Are ghouls.
But yeah, I kind of I do a lot of lightning, pew pew, and I can kind of take care of myself if I get hurt, but that's pretty much all I got. So either I can assist with lots of more deaths, or I can nope, that's all I got. I could, you know what? No, and she pushes up her glasses. I could always flirt with them and try to.
All right. Well, while we are formulating a plan, I think this is a good time to take like a 10-minute break, and you all can come up with your scheme.
Steve, can we have Katie and Eugenio always?
I
Oh, please.
Whew,
Oh. Hello, friends. Welcome back. We are in the midst of Castle Redcliffe as we are trying to infiltrate this bad boy and bring down Alexius and thwart his plots. Where we are picking up is with Eugenio as Dorian, Crystal Grace, and Bahan, as you all were debating on how to go about
Right.
dealing with these Venatori cultists.
All right, look, Bahan, I have every confidence that your specialization in running would be enough, but but Crystal Grace, I'm not sure that she'd be able to keep up, and I just can't have her dying before I teach her a day's spell. So, why don't, instead of running as a distraction, we go in and beat the ever-living daylights out of those cultists? Turns out, as we learned, Leliana asked us to do that anyway. I had a momentary lapse, was thinking all about other things, like the Herald. Anyway, we're supposed to kill as many of them as we can anyway. So why don't we go in? I don't know what a gun is. Staffs ablazing, and do the thing. And I'll take down the ward so that our friends can get in as well.
Okay. It just takes out short swords or daggers, whatever the fuck I have. I forget. I think I said daggers.
We were Team Daggers.
Team daggers, that's right.
Team daggers.
So
So,
take out
fortunately-
my daggers.
So fortunately for you all can choose so that there are 4 different sets of French doors. There's one on the
nice.
north, south, east, and west. And they are all facing towards the south as they are all kind of clumped together towards one side of the fountain. How would you all like to go about this?
My recommendation is that we each take a different set of French doors and just go about this as dramatically as possible.
Okay. I am all for taking the one that's like way back away from them. But I can, if we like wait for me to go, I can do like a whole bunch at once. Cause I assume you gotta get close to stab people. So
Yeah, generally.
yeah, I've never done it. Okay. So yeah, who wants middle doors?
Well, if it's all the same, since I'd like to get to the fountain as unmolested as possible, I would think I'll head through the north doors.
Okay. Well, then I'll go to the one between those so that like I'm just gonna stand. I'll protect you.
Go off to the left or to the right?
I'm sorry, I'm really bad at visualizing things.
So you imagine like a big rectangular courtyard, and in the center of it is a big fountain, and then on each of the walls is a set of French doors that you can enter through.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah, wherever the people are, like she'll probably go in the center too and just kind of like stand in front of where Dorian is essentially.
So, Bahan, are you going super dramatic and going southern door, or are you going to go one of the side doors?
Haha.
Just
No,
like
I
in
need
their
my-
face, right?
I'm a rogue. I need my sneak attack.
Well, that's what I figured.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
gonna go behind.
Okay.
So yeah, they're all facing off towards like the bottom door. So definitely coming in from the top is where you're gonna get you'll potentially be able to get your sneak attack in.
Yeah. Sounds like all three of us want to not as fun as that idea was. Sounds like all three of us would
All right.
rather be unseen.
Cool. Cool. Let's go ahead. Let's roll some initiative. See how this shakes out.
All right. It's a dexterity test, right?
Yes.
It doesn't matter if you get doubles for this one, right?
Not really. No.
Okay. And I got a 9.
Okay.
I got a 12.
I got an 11.
That's very wonderfully in the order that I happen to write all this in. Excellent.
You're welcome. We knew.
Yeah, we did.
So-
It's on purpose.
Just felt it. So I'll go ahead and say that you all have a surprise round. So you can enter in through these top doors coming in right from these doors lead into a big grand dining room that is fit to dine easily 50 people.
Ooh.
And so they're all standing outside, kind of milling about. They're, rolling and passing off cigarettes to each other, enjoying casual conversations, kind of leaning against their staves, or, one's kind of leaning against a fountain who's got a sword. And you all have a surprise round. How do you want to set this up?
So I want to get to the fountain as close as I can without being seen. And I think I'll wait to actually get up to the fountain. I'll wait for these two to do their thing. But as my major action for this round, while they're setting up, I think I will go ahead and cast Spell Shield.
Okay, cool. Sounds good. You see that there is one cultist who is holding this huge staff, who clearly looks to be the most powerful out of all of them potentially. The rest of you see one holding a set of daggers, one has a sheathed set of daggers, one has a sheathed sword, and then you see that there are two other mages who look more kind of low level, more regular,
if you will.
So Bahan, who would you like to try and sneak up on?
Sword.
All right. Cool. And Crystal Grace, is there anything you would like to do with your surprise round?
Yeah, I think that she's just gonna kind of be hunkered down but situating herself to do a shock spell without hitting Bahan, just kind of in the middle of them.
Nice.
If it ain't broke.
I would say since you are getting kind of ready to cast a spell, like you're focusing and centering your mind and doing it. When you make your spell test to see if you cast your spell, go ahead and roll 4d6 and then take the 3 highest.
Yeah.
As like an advantage. But all right. So your surprise round to the actual round. The cultists suddenly turn around as they hear creeping footsteps, and they go, "Ah! Kill them! That's Dorian! Get him! Traitor!" And you see the mage with the largest staff is suddenly flings an arcane lance at you, Dorian. And that's a very good roll. Will a 17 hit you? Defense?
It does. But since I have my spell shield up, what was the base mana cost for that spell?
0.
Oh, right.
It's just the
well.
lance.
Oh, right. So is that a spell then? Does my spell shield work against that?
What does the text say exactly?
You use your own magical power, blah, blah, blah. The spell shield lesson, blah, blah, blah. During that time, any spell, harmful or helpful, cast upon you has no effect, but you must spend mana points equal to the spell's base mana cost, not counting deductions for spell stunts or talents.
Oh,
An
yes.
arcane bolt.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it gives an example.
So for arcane lance, you spend 0 to prevent it, so it works.
Okay.
Yeah, so you're like, ha.
So I nod. Yes, it was nice to be recognized, isn't it?
And the other 2 mages are gonna sling 1 at each of you, Crystal Grace and Bahan. Bahan, that will be 13. Does that hit your defense?
It does not.
So you managed to definitely bob out of the way. And Crystal Grace, will a 14 hit your defense?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so you, my squish, are going to take 6 magic damage. Pachoo! And then the guy wielding the sword and the shield draws his sword and goes to go after Dorian, who seems to be the most threatening.
Oh, that's not good. My spell shield. Is it a spell sword? I don't know. Go on.
Does a 10 hit your?
No. Oh, it doesn't. I parry it with my staff.
There you go. Beautiful. Then you see the one who had the shielded daggers. It kind of turns invisible. And then Crystal Grace. Oh wow, that is garbage. Does a 9 hit your defense?
It doesn't, believe it or not. It's my book.
Yeah, just in the nick of time, you feel this breath at the back of your neck, and you can bring your book up and block their blow. And then Dorian, it's your turn.
All right. So I will do whatever I need to. So I have to pull on one of her hands, you said?
Mm-hmm.
Andraste's hands? Yeah. So I'll pull on that to open up the compartment where the spellstone is.
Very nice. Yeah, and as you pull on her left hand, it goes shook, and like her dress lifts up, and you see this little compartment.
Alexius!
Where there is this crystal emanating with magic.
I mean that tracks.
And you can say, I'd say that was easily a minor action, and you can begin casting if you would like to dispel it.
Great. Yeah, I think so. Before I start, I'll just sort of indicate to Crystal Grace and Bahan, the one that's coming after me with the non-magic swords. Would you mind? Trouble. And then I'll start the casting. It is another 16 with a 6 on the dragon die.
Sexy. I love it. All right, and then Bahan, it's your turn.
I'm going to do a thwack. Do some thwacking.
Yeah, you can use your move to move up to sword dude. And you can make your stealth against their perception if you want to get your sneak attack in.
I very much do want to do that.
Thwack attack.
Thwack attack.
Back attack.
Right,
That
so
was
you gotta...
not the right dice.
Oh.
I know there was a dice sound, but I threw down a D8 for no reason.
So you have to beat a 12.
Well, I rolled a 9 on my D8, so if that means anything, it doesn't.
Suspense.
Exactly a 12.
All right, so I'll say if you make, you break. So you get it.
Yes. And then, so that's crap. Where's my brain today? That's the real question here, you guys.
Let's ask the pixies. Where is my mind?
Okay. I was just checking to make sure what I get from that. So it's +2. Okay. Cool. So,
And an extra d6 damage.
wow, these dice are all going to jail.
No.
7.
That is not going to hit. As your sword, was it? Your short sword?
Dagger.
As your dagger it gets kind of caught in one of their pieces of chainmail, and you have to pull it out.
Add your +2 to the roll. Is that right? +2 bonus to roll?
Yes,
Did I write that
plus
down?
bonus.
Oh, so then 9. But I
Yeah, it
can't
still won't
imagine
hit.
that doesn't
Okay.
really help. Thank you, though.
Well done on the defense. Well done on the distraction, Bahan, but you can kill them if you'd like.
Simon Mage Cowl over here.
Angry face at you.
The thing is, you're not in the heat of battles, I don't know that you care that much, but like in any other circumstance, I'm not sure if he's kidding or not.
Yeah.
He might also just be like, no, you can kill. It's okay.
And then Crystal Grace, it is your turn.
Okay, so now that everybody's scattered, is there like a way to get multiple targets without hurting my buddies? I have it's like a 6x6 yard area. So I don't know if I can get like a couple of them. I'd like to get the one that's on Dorian.
You can definitely get the mage and the main mage and the one that's on Dorian and the other 2 mages. So 4 out of the 5.
Okay, great. All right. So yeah, she just like at this point is like still holding this book between her and this other person, and she's just like, go away, and just like starts like shaking her wand like at him as like magic kind of comes out the top of it.
Nice.
All right, so they have to make the stamina test.
All right. 14.
Oh, that wins. So then they'll just take 1d6 penetrating, which is a 4.
All right. Cool.
And then with my minor action, she's gonna like aim her wand towards the one that's on Dorian for her next turn.
Nice. Very cool. And then, all right, so these cultists have now looking slightly worse for wear. You see the main mage suddenly pulls out a dagger from their belt and plunges it into their hand. So you see the blade emerge from the other side, and this dripping blood just flows into the fountain. And suddenly you see this talon-like claw emerge from their hand as the skin rips off and reveals this demonic figure, which is going to go over and slash at Dorian on its next turn.
Oof.
Yikes. That's dope. But also, fuck that.
That should terrifying. And then the 2 other mages are going to go ahead and sling spells and sling the arcane bolts at you, Bahan. Will I don't imagine an 8 hit to defense.
No, what the fuck did I do to them?
They say, kill the warrior!
Yeah.
It's
Get
not
that
even a
warrior.
I just like quietly, not even a warrior.
Does
You're
a 10
rogue?
does a 10 hit your defense?
No.
Well,
it's
they
not.
failed to do so.
They're stupid. Can't even tell when I'm backstabbing them. Idiots.
Daggers is still coming at you, Crystal Grace. Does an 11 hit your defense?
It doesn't. Books for the win.
Maker
Knowledge
above
is power.
Tevinter has gone into the latrine since I left dungeon. This is what they send? My God.
It's disappointing. And then Dorian, it's your turn.
I think you should be a little more thankful right now, Dorian.
Yeah. Sage is
Fair
now
point.
adding things to their stats. Penciling that shit in.
I love it.
No, oh no.
All right. Another dispel. Oh, this one's not as good. I don't know why I'm glad about that. This is 5, 6, 7 plus 6 is it's a 13. It's only a 2 on the dragon die. Those.
All right. So we have total of 8 so far. Still
Yep.
pretty good. Better than average.
Sure.
And then Bahan.
Yes. I'm gonna do the same thing. Can I sneak attack again or no?
You would have to go to a different target. You can't sneak attack someone you started your turn next to.
That's fair. Oh yeah, that's right. That's not for like another like 2 levels. So I can bluff them into thinking I wasn't next to them.
I wasn't here.
Listen, you never saw me and I didn't just stab you.
Listen.
I'm gonna do another attack. I'm very mad about the fact that my first attack failed and then that fucking Dorian like sassed me about it.
I'm very sorry. Dorian sure isn't.
Bahan is doing their very best to do to fight these blood mages for your sake.
Ugh.
Ooh, and I got doubles.
Hey.
Oh, you'll generate combat stunts.
Yes.
Hold on. And you've got a new one. 15.
Ooh, that definitely hits.
And my doubles were 3s.
All right, so you will generate 3 combat stunts, which for 3 points you can set up so you can create an opening for one of your allies. I would say if you had another roguish friend with you, I'd say that would be really good. But you can do a mighty blow and do an extra d6 of damage. You can taunt one of them. You can attempt to you can disarm the one holding the sword, or knock them prone.
What? I have a thing for pierce armor now.
Oh yeah.
Level
you can,
2 rogues.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So that only costs 1 combat stun point now.
Yeah.
So yeah, for pierce armor, you find a chink in the enemy's armor. Their armor rating is halved versus this attack, so that they'll take more damage.
I'll do that for 1, and I have 3, right?
Yes, so you can spend 2 more points.
Okay. So I'm gonna pierce their armor, and then I'm gonna. How much is mighty blow?
2,
And how much is knocking them prone?
also 2.
There's a part of me that like really pettily wants to just shove them, but I feel like the thing I would probably do in a combat situation is do mighty blow.
He is already injured from Crystal Grace's spell, so you think you might just get the edge on him and take him down.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's kill him
Hell yeah.
and steal his sword away from him.
All right, roll that damage.
Boy, oh boy. 5.
Nice. You do just enough. You how does this look like as you not between knocking the sword away and felling this enemy?
Right here.
Ah.
Right in the hat. And now you have a +1 sword that you knocked out of his hands.
And I'm gonna pick it up and hold it up like I'm fucking He-Man. I have the goddamn power.
It is a +1 longsword. And then Crystal Grace, what would you like to do? Daggers is still failing to hurt you as you're narrowly deflecting his attacks with a book.
I'm pretty upset right now because my book is just getting torn to shreds, and that was good reading. But I think that she peels her eyes away from this fucking demon, which she was like, wow, and focuses back in on this guy who's on Dorian. And she's going to cast Life Drain on him. Is like this like slow, goopy red magic kind of like sludges out of her little wand staff. And so he's going to make a stamina test.
That is a 3.
He loses. So he's going to take that's a 4 plus my 3, 7 points of damage, and
Damn.
I'm gonna heal. And it just kind of like springs back to her, and she just like stands up straighter and starts like kind of like whapping with her book at the stabbing guy. And she starts to look a little bit better.
Very cool. All right, now this demon looking a little upset and looking slightly less gray, like more of a heathered gray, now is going to attempt to rake its claws against Dorian.
I completely forgot there was a demon.
I didn't.
I assume an 8 will not hit your defense.
No! I'm busy.
I am using the official Dragon
Oh.
Age dice, and they have been butts, so I'm a little upset. These other mages, though, will now trying to foil your plans, Dorian. Will a 9?
Well, that's closer, but no.
How about a 10?
Closer still, but no.
Well, they do nothing.
Just.
Uh,
Truly, who trained you?
yeah, nothing happens. They are all just you caught them all by surprise,
Yeah.
and not only by surprise, completely alarmed. to make another movie reference.
Woo!
Yeah, Dorian, it's your turn.
Just stare disappointed at them and then continue the dispel. Oh man, 7 plus 6 is 13 again, but this is only a 1 on the dragon die. The mojo is gone.
Only one. All right. Just 3 more to go, though. Bahan.
Please help us.
How did you know?
Shit.
I'm leaving. I'm leaving Crystal Grace to the demon for saying that. No, I'm just kidding. That was
Thanks for
actually
having me, guys. It was really fun.
the puns are too much tonight. No. Yeah. I'm gonna. The biggest thing in my line of sight is this demon. So that's what I'm doing. Is demon. I'm doing demon thing with this
Cool.
sword. So
I dig it.
don't usually have a sword, so let me go look up the way that the sword works. Give me 1 second. I'm so excited that I have a long sword. Ooh. Oh, it's 2d6 for damage. That's even better.
Oh.
Also, because this demon, I'm not next to it right now, I get a sneak attack.
Yeah, you can move up. Get your sneak on. Let's see if he notices you. Probably not.
And I got doubles.
Woo!
13.
20.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Damn. Oh my god. You get up in exactly the perfect spot to land a lethal blow. I'll say on your damage, you'll get a free extra d6. Because you're just like, oh yeah, motherfucker. I got your number.
Does it matter that I got doubles on that one?
No, just for attack rolls. But yeah,
Well,
go
let me
ahead.
roll
Go
my
ahead.
attack now.
Yeah.
Please, come on.
Go ahead and roll 4 and take the higher.
Okay.
The highest 3.
Oh, dope. Okay. $20 again.
Oh yeah.
No.
Wow.
Yeah, you got it.
I am.
Oh.
Roll that 3d6.
Oh, I see. You're one of those that really is coached best through criticism. Got it.
God damn it.
It's good to know about you, Bahan. We'll get along famously.
To be clear, I'm not one of those people.
7, and then I get an extra 2, so 9.
So
It's not demon killing.
no, you do it. You like as after this thing is just shortly lived after it is transformed, and you shove this long sword right up into that femoral artery, and just blood sprays as you fell this thing, and
Yes.
make it rain.
Yes.
And I will.
I'm doing the blood under the eyes.
Oh yeah.
Of course.
And because it's like this blood from this demon, it's not just like this red blood. It's kind of black, and it's got this kind of this little bit of a smell to it, this sharp kind of decaying smell. And I will be able to say you can make quick work of the rest of these foes, as they are now completely demoralized And they're just like, oh, my heart's not in it.
Didn't even get to the union.
Oh, I do feel a bit bad about that.
And so I will say, yeah, you all can, and Dorian, go ahead and make your
Oh, yes.
spell roll.
Now that's what we've been waiting for.
Love it.
Let's see. That is 18 with a 6 on the dragon die.
Oh, yeah. So, yeah.
Nice.
After this demon falls, there's blood spraying everywhere. And in this last minute, you're just like, and this crystal.
Very careful to not accidentally use any of the blood, lest someone accuse me of being a Maleficarum.
Certainly. And you were able to pull the last threads of magic of this thing as these wards fall off. And to Saharr and Emmylou, now all of the wards in this house are dropped. You are free to move around. You're free to move about the cabin.
About the
Yay! So I'm guessing we went through the China room in our
So you would have to go out back towards the original ward that you found next to the graffiti.
Okay.
You can easily it just continues like straight, and then you make a right, and then it leads right up to a set of stairs that brings you up onto the first level of the house, where you just hear the sounds of battling coming to a whisper in a courtyard not too far off, and you can rendezvous with your friends,
Okay.
your companions.
Hooray.
This
So you
was
see,
good.
as you step into this courtyard, there is blood, there is a demon body, there are like 4 other people in cultist robes dead on the floor. Crystal Grace is like wielding a book against the forces. Dorian is looking fabulous. Somehow pristine amidst all of this chaos. Bahan has this ichor dripping from his high cheekbones. It's
Bahan.
a scene.
You look good.
You guys were really busy. Hi, I'm Emmylou. I'll say that. Crystal Grace.
Oh, right.
She just starts crying. All this blood is like all over her.
Yeah, you know what?
It's on the book.
It seems like a reasonable response given everything I'm taking in here.
Yeah.
Okay, nice to meet you.
If you'd like, and I pass you the bottle of wine. And then in my other hand, I have a handful of basil.
There it is.
She just kind of like takes her book and puts it under her arm, and she just like holds her hand out for the wine, and like her glasses are like covered in the spatter, and she just kind of like
Just really smears it. But yeah, maybe the basil can clean it a bit. I've heard it has good properties.
Okay.
Mhm.
Thanks. And she just like takes the wine and just pours it back, like it trickles down her mouth, like
Yes.
everything. She's like, okay. And she hands it back, and she's like, hi, I'm Crystal Grace. I'm not a lady of the night. It's a alchemy component.
Oh, okay. It's okay if you were though, like no judgment, but that's a pretty name.
Oh, thank you. And she just sits down on the ground.
Oh, Crystal Grace, my darling, I have to tell you, I'm extremely proud of you. We really should be getting on. The Herald will be waiting.
Yeah.
Okay. It gets back up, and she's
Fuck
like,
up, my love.
Hand.
Very proud of you.
Thank you.
No doubt you'll learn that day's spell without a problem.
I changed my mind about wanting to know about blood magic. Let's days sounds great. Let's you lead the way. I don't know who I am anymore.
Oh, honey. Have a good day.
Sweet angel.
And so Dorian, you know the way throughout the rest of the castle. And you can you on the way you pass Esther, who has made a wonderful pile of dead Venatori bodies in a master bedroom.
Fantastic. How well do I know Esther?
You definitely over like the past 6 months have definitely kind of gotten close. She's definitely been the most kind of level-headed person that has been around who is like, you seeing all this crazy shit? Like we're
Fantastic. So she knows me well enough to at this point have brought me my clothes.
Yes, absolutely. She's like,
Fantastic.
"I'm safe for you."
Oh, Esther, you're one of the best.
Unless he's got one titty out.
That's right. Esther, you truly are one of the best.
Freshly pressed.
Hmm.
So you
A
all-
miracle worker, this one, truly.
So you can all have a costume change.
Mhm.
Before heading up to the final level of the castle, into a large throne room. And you see at the so would you all like to enter bombastically or quietly, or how is it that you would like to enter? And you know that there are 3 sets of doors that enter into this room on the left, right, and at the bottom of the room.
Well, I'm thinking that Dorian and like, forgive me if this is a wrong assessment of what I'm getting from your personality, but I'm feeling like you're gonna go for bombastic. I'm thinking that maybe like if you do the whole bombastic, hello, I've arrived, like grandmama, it's me kind of thing.
Grandmama!
It's me!
Stasia.
Like if you want to kind of do that, then we'll kind of go sneakily after you as like a not noticed kind of thing, so that we're in the background and not like we're more of an element of surprise.
Yes. No, I think that's absolutely the right idea. I definitely need to be getting in there, and don't particularly have time for those games. So yes, absolutely, stealthy for you. Don't worry, I'll make an impression, take their attention.
Okay, I figured you would. Okay.
It's in the chat.
Thank you.
Elendar.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I will just go straight in without any desire to not be seen.
Of course, yeah. And as you enter, you see this long red carpet leads up to this large stone throne that is sitting in front of a lit fireplace. And you see sitting in the throne is Alexius, who is this kind of shrunken and shriveled old man who's hunched over and leaning on this kind of wicked looking staff with a big skull at the head of it. And you see Elendar is like, he's in the middle of speaking. He's like, "Come now, of course we can meet to agreeable terms, Alexius. No one likes a giant hole in the sky." And you're
I'm sorry. It's not wrong. No, I just
Clearly you don't need all of the mages. Clearly surely the Inquisition could merely have but a few to solve this problem, and you were able to make your entrance.
and make the entrance I do. Elendar, that's quite enough. Alexius, be honest, you were never going to make a deal with us anyway, were you?
Dorian, you hear
Alexius.
he sneers.
Dun,
It's
dun,
been some
dun.
time. It's been some time.
What have you gotten mixed in all of this too with the Herald of Andraste? And you see kind of like spittle flies out of his mouth as he says that.
Uncouth as always. Yes, I have gotten myself mixed up with the Herald of Andraste. I'm always where things are most interesting, and more importantly, I'm always where I need to be. And currently, that's here. Now, admit it, you were never going to allow us to make use of the rebel mages, were you?
Of course not, Dorian. You could have been great. You could have had purpose and true power. You're wasting it.
Alexius, you know better than anyone. I didn't listen to a word my father told me, and I won't be listening to any of the words that you tell me. You tutored me well for long enough. Times have changed. The funny thing is, just as you never really intended to make a deal with us, and I'll just sort of tap my staff on the ground and realize that we never talked about a signal, but hope that the others get it.
You get it.
Yeah.
Just as you were never going to make a deal, the honest truth, old friend, is that neither were we.
And you see there are these 6 pillars that line the room going up to this throne, and in front of each of them are guards that if you would like to sneak up on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Stealth check or just attack?
Yeah, just go ahead and roll stealth, and if you roll high enough, you can get in your sneak attack. Make a coup de grace.
11.
Let's see. Oh, yeah. he does.
Right?
Like if Chris Perkins and Jeremy Crawford had a baby.
Yes, that'd be Gary and Alexius.
Oh. Hold on, wait. Maybe I miscounted.
Oh my god.
Somebody just saw it.
All right, so what does the rest of you get for the rest of you stealthing in and making moves to get a coup de grace on these plebeian guards?
Yeah.
19.
Whoo! Damn.
I got a 8.
Yeah, if you get higher than a 6, you're golden.
6. Yeah.
Oh, okay, I'm good. I was worried.
I was nervous for a second.
Yeah, their attention is clearly focused on Alexius and Dorian and Elendar, and you see Varric, Vivian, and Cassandra waiting kind of menacingly in the background and off to the side. And they're waiting for the perfect moment to try maybe to seize or whatever. And so they have no idea as you all sneak up and easily. I mean, what do you want? Do you slit their throats? Do you throw an arcane bolt? How is it that you just cripple these
Fold them in
guards?
half.
Fold them in half.
Fold them in half.
They have to be dead for me to do that.
Oh my god.
My human folding trick starts with death, and then the folding.
Just like this, it's just watching Bahan do the Marie Kondo fold. Like this did not spark joy.
Into
Oh
the
my
bin.
Well, neither did those maids.
Yeah.
They sparked something though. Oh my god, there's so many jokes.
There's so many layers.
Emmylou's gonna shoot him with a bow, just like straight in the throat, like.
Very cool. What about
I
Saharr and Crystal Grace?
Leading towards that arcane bolt.
Oh yeah.
Just kind of smugly.
Yeah. Crystal Grace whispers sorry, and they kind of turn and they see like she's still covered in blood. She just sat while everyone changed. What? And then just like arcane lances them in the face.
We're gonna have to talk about therapy for you later.
Oh. I'm gonna go and do like hand up around the mouth so that they won't scream, and then sword through the stomach from the back.
Oh yeah. Oh, I love it. It's so good. It's very satisfying. Kind of as you draw your sword back out from their bleeding guts.
And then I fold them.
And then fold them.
No,
Of course.
I don't actually. Oh my god, Morgan's face.
But you all get the drop on these guards, and Elendar goes, see? The plot is up. We know you meant to kill me. You can do nothing to stop us. You will not get in your way. And you see Alexius grabs for this amulet that's around his neck, and he yanks the chain off and he holds it up. And you see his staff begins to glow with this green, sickening portal that begins to open up. And he says, you will not stop the Elder One. he will not be stopped. He is all. And he reels his staff forward, and Elendar and Dorian, who are standing immediately in front of this, you get sucked into this portal.
Hi,
Shit.
Dorian.
Bye-bye! And to all of you remaining in the room, something bizarre happens.
Drama queen.
Something very bizarre happens. The air in the room begins to crackle as it seems that time and reality itself begin to falter and shift and bleed into the shifting phantasmagoria where all of a sudden the very idea of time becomes foreign as you see past and present and future all blend together. And Emmylou, you have this vision of an army of demons and you are fighting them off as hard as you can, but suddenly you see the claws of a Shay just come and rake across you, and then blackness. Crystal Grace, you see these Templars who have these large red shards, crystal shards growing out of them, come just faces until there is nothing left of you. Saharr, you see these mages, you feel these cold iron chains pressed against you that are holding you down, and you hear this dark, chthonic chanting as suddenly your blood itself seems to be on fire. And you are just erupt in blinding heat and light until you become something dark and twisted. And Bahan, you yourself, you see these huge crystals growing out of you as you are wielding this great serrated blade against your companions, and you feel that your mind is this twisted dark cloud. And then suddenly Dorian and Elendar pop back out of this hole, and these memories God damn it. And this experience that you had, you're not sure if it's memories, if it really happened, but it all seems to fade immediately, like a bad dream, but in a way that still kind of clings to you in the back of your mind. And that's where we're going to end the episode.
Dang.
Oh, damn. Has anybody seen Gravity Falls?
No.
Nope.
Okay.
Heard it's
there's-
great.
Yeah, I have. It's so
There's-
good.
There's a scene where a doppelganger takes Dipper's face and then dies horribly and basically says, like, I'll get you. And Zeus is their like older one of their friends. And he's like, good night. Good luck sleeping tonight, dude. Like that's exactly how I feel over Emmylou of like, good night. I'm gonna sleep so great tonight.
Dang.
Oh my goodness. That was
Well,
That was a
great.
good game.
thank you both, Katie and
Thank you.
Eugenio, for guesting with us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me.
This has been such a pleasure. I am so excited to see you playing Dragon Age next Thursday.
Yeah. Yeah, this is my little poking my toe in, but yeah, I'll be starting next Thursday on Wandering DM's channel with the amazing Tanya DePass running us through some wildness. I think our campaign is going to be a little bit before this one. Canonically, it'll take place between DA2 and Inquisition.
That's the game
Oh.
I've always wanted to run. So
Oh.
I'm very excited to watch this.
Yeah.
I have it marked on my calendar.
Oh,
Where
thanks.
else can we find you in internet worlds if they want more?
Yeah.
of you?
You can find my personal Twitter is at DM Jazzy Hands. Simple enough. And I always post about all the stuff I do there. Starting next Thursday, I'll be on Wandering DM's channel on Thursday evenings. Couldn't tell you what time. I should know that, but I'll know it next Thursday. Check my Twitter.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. Pacific. Oh, that's right. And 8 p.m. Eastern. So come check us out over there. I'm also here every other Tuesday with Sage and Celeste and a couple of other folks for Call of Cthulhu. And like I said, every Wednesday, you can check out my podcast, The Last Refuge. We drop new episodes every Wednesday. That's follow us on Twitter at @ND Last Refuge.
And Katie, my friend, where can we find you and all the wonderful things you do?
Here every Wednesday, playing another one of Sage's games that they DM. It's Descent into Avernus, and then main campaign on the opposite Wednesdays. You can find me on Twitter at lazy_mermaiden for any other pop-up things I might do here and there. I also do some artwork stuff, and I have an Etsy store where there's a link.
Yes. So on March 10th, on Tuesday, March 10th, we will be playing Call of Cthulhu at 6 p.m. with Celeste running as the keeper. And then on Wednesday, I'll be running Descent into Avernus. And then, of course, on Sundays, we have Nassim doing their usual video game streams, which are wonderful. But all right, friends, let's wrap this up. I have been Sage, your storyteller this evening.
My name is Bianca Zelda. You can find me on Twitter as @Bianca Zelda, and I was playing Saharr, the very, very comprehensive, capable Kunari mage.
I've been Casey. You can find me on Twitter at Child of Ginevra. And I was playing Bahan, and I got to put blood on my face again.
Successful session.
Yeah.
My name is Morgan. You can find me on Twitter at Thistle Raven. I am usually found on Taking Initiative, where I play a buff babe barbarian named Surreal. You can find our podcast at TI_pod on Twitter. We're doing Storm King's Thunder. It's awesome. We have a
It's a good
dog in the
time.
campaign.
It is a
It's
good time.
Great. We're big fans of puns and extremely buff badass babes, and it's a great time had by all. And that's me. Hey.
All right, well, everyone, we will reconvene. Oh, yes.
Can I say a thing?
Oh, yes, of course.
Real quick?
Absolutely.
Because I'm real bad at remembering to promote things I'm doing, but a game I worked on, Commandroids, which was kickstarted in August, is now up for pre-order. The link to
Yay.
pre-order it is I posted on the I retweeted it from Nerdy City's Twitter. So if you go to my Twitter, you can find it. If you ever wanted to play a giant transforming robot,
Every day.
you should go
Yeah.
pre-order it because it's coming out this summer.
Hey.
Awesome. That's really
Well, we will be playing next time on March 20th, again here at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And until then, dragon away? I don't know.
Yeah.
Dragging away.
Dragon
Better than age away.
away.